Hi, my beauties. This is your March overview recording for numerology. Two things happen on this channel so far. One is classical music, all sorts of music. I'm a pianist. And the other thing I'm passionate about, well, it's not just the other thing, is numerology. And what's woven into the numerology directives that I upload is mindfulness practices, because we are all here collectively as a whole. I work as a quantum healer, and I know that there's no separation between you and me. So this arc that we're going through in 2025, if you go back to January, you go back to the number 1, moving to the number 2, and now moving into the number 3. 1 is autonomy. It's knowing who we are individually and having the self-confidence and the self-assuredness to embody that. What does that look like? Our unique sense of self, and creating taking raw energy and creating something material out of nothing. So it's energy that moves into matter. All right, that's essentially the meaning of the 1. And then you move to the 2, and 2 is about interconnection between two people. This beautiful dance of being cooperative while finding that balance of knowing when enough is enough, you've given enough, and there is a give and take, receive, a give and a take, honoring both individuals. So it's all about the art of diplomacy and communication. Now we move into the 3 in March, and 3 is connected to your heart center, this wellspring of joy that is energy embodied, and it does come from the heart. So this is tricky. The heart also is connected to expression. So the sensitivity that we all feel, all of us have a deep well of sensitivity. The goal is to feel it, experience it unobstructed, and then to express it. This is March, all right? So we're gonna have a chat about this, because a lot of the conundrums and the struggles that people have is not feeling safe in feeling their deep feels. And there is a kind of a, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not a compliment when somebody says in our society, you're too sensitive, right? That needs to change. The 6th sense is all about our auric field and our deep interconnection with the life that we're living, with the world, with humanity. So sensitivity is going to be the thread through March for all of us. And it's our relationship to our sensitivity, whether it's glass half full or glass half empty, that is going to dictate how this goes for us, depending on what our personal year is, guys, right? That video is coming in the next couple of days for you. So when we fall into our feeling center and we fall into our heart chakra, trauma has happened in life. And what goes, life comes with trauma, and it's how we have metabolized it is something that is a constant question that we have. So if you are sitting in blame, shame, and guilt, pointing the finger outwards towards other for the reasons why the life is that you're living is the way that it is, or relationships are the way that they are because you're pointing the finger outward, that's a protection mechanism. That's often called your protective personality. That is shielding your deep sensitivity, your deep well of joy spring. It's the juice of life. So I want you guys just to kind of check yourselves when you fall into blaming others for the reasons why your life is the way that it is, and redirect that back to something beautiful, drawing to yourself coherent energy that is aligned with what is just, nothing but unconditional love for everybody and everything. There is such power in mindfulness when we stop a blame loop, because our minds will start to go, and that kicks off our feeling center, and then all of a sudden, the vault goes around your heart to protect your heart. And then the mind will just keep going on that cyclical, not healthy for you cycle that brings nothing but more of the same, right? You know what's going to happen when you go there. And that draws that same frequency of energy into your world, into your vortex, where it's just bumpy and life isn't flowing. We have this resistance that we keep bumping up against, and then the mind loop keeps going in that direction. Well, I teach this all the time. I practice this all the time. If I end up getting hit with a blame loop, where I'm blaming outward, or I'm experiencing shame for myself, or I'm thinking about shaming another person, because you see, it's their fault that my life is the way that it is. I stopped this decades ago. It goes nowhere, and it doesn't produce new fruit, new energy. It produces the same old stuff. It's like, what's in that toilet. Toilets serve a purpose, and they recycle, and but this is something that just doesn't flush, and then it's kind of stinky and gross and smelly there, right? It's a great analogy. So mindfulness practices really helps with the blame and the guilt loops that can come and take over, and there you are, right? I know that energy that, everything in my world is energy. So as you're building your heart chakra, as you're building your overall homeostatic state for your health and your well-being and your zhuzhen life, you're front-loading this really high loving frequency. And every single time you get hit with a challenge, you just say, nope, nope, cancel, I send you love. Cancel, I send myself love, right? This practice is powerful, guys. And the reason why the 3 energy is so important for us just to, oh my gosh, love, hug, and snug for ourselves is that it is the wellspring of creativity and the connection to ideas coming out of nowhere. It's that pipeline to the divine, if you want. It's the quantum field, it's the portal, and I know that that's where answers to conundrums come out of nowhere, and it's exciting. The feeling is excitement. The feeling is anticipation. It's joy. It's curiosity. There's enthusiasm there. There's energy there. And you know why? Because that feeling is what's driving the energy to flow to you. And then you can implement and you can do. The 3 frequency is also connected to our solar plexus chakra, this zone that's right here, right beneath your chest cavity. And This allows us to get up and to move and to do and to create. So I don't care what it is, you guys, that you are excited about creating. If you keep this elevated emotion up and you speak from that place, this is where you're going to be interacting with people, with yourself, and with people from that place. Nothing but your greatest truth is going to be coming out of that beautiful sound box called your voice. Nothing but the wellspring of creativity and joy and individual passions and interests. And what are the things that just make you bubble up, blow your skirt up, that you're so excited about, that you get up in the morning and you're optimistic and you've got a smile on your face, mindfulness in putting yourself to bed right, into paying attention to the music that you're listening to. What emotion do these things invoke, right? I don't have a TV in my room because I choose not to have that stimuli of an outside source. I want to front load my own process of what did I do well at today? And what could I get better at tomorrow? And breathing, breath work, and all this stuff. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm thinking again, what's this day going to be all about? And where is my happiness quotient? Where is that? And how am I sitting in my bones with my own personal happiness quotient? Happiness is a state of mind, and we choose that every single day. And in choosing that, the coolest things just start to happen. Synchronistic events start to happen, because like energy attracts like energy. You're drawing your own magnetic field, and you're drawing this in, all right? So that is the positive swath of the 3 energy. Now let's talk about what happens if you allow the negative Nellies to take over, and you're not trusting yourself, you're not trusting your feeling center, you're keeping your heart chakra completely closed. Guess what starts to happen? You go into nitpicking other people, other situations. This is what you speak to others about. It's going on in your mind. You're not catching it. And there's a ton of judgment, a ton of criticism that comes out towards other people. And as you criticize and nitpick and, here's the other thing that happens, and I don't know why, but it just does. It's a part of this process, is that you get incredibly myopically focused on minutia, details of how things should be done perfectly. And so by the end of the month, you might have a perfectly coiffed, this teeny tiny little thing over here, right? It's like cleaning a bathroom with a toothbrush. It just is not producing this openness. It's so narrow in its focus of perfection. Perfectionism is the Achilles heel to the 3 energy. When there is this incredible, wide open, loving, expansive, massive pool for all of us to partake in, because we're all so unique. Every single one of us. There's something so special about each one of us that is uniquely ours. And it doesn't come from anybody else or anything else. It's just what makes you tick, that is gorgeous and should be celebrated. And if other people in your life can't celebrate that gorgeousness about you, you get busy and you start celebrating it. You fall in love with you. You just geek out over all things you that make you so brilliant, unique, genius level, beautiful, and sitting in the seat of love. When we talk about love, when we talk about falling into this heartbeat right here that never gives up on us, it just keeps going night and day, even when we forget that it's just working and working and working and working, and it never takes a break, and it's never fussing, right? And we take advantage of the fact that it's actually moving right now in my chest, in your chest. Taking that moment just to connect to the organ of the heart itself is a powerful tool in resetting. You find that your monkey mind starts to go because somebody has triggered you in your life, and you know that the bogey that's going to help you with your relationships, your career, the opportunities that you have been holding on to and fighting for is to fall into this heartbeat right here and reset. Watch me do it right now. I can hear my heartbeat. I can feel it. My breathing slows down. I know my brain waves are slowing down. This is the process of resetting. Because people, situations, circumstances, everybody is in their own process, in their own placement, in their own process, right? And who are we to judge anybody at all, regardless of whatever is going on? And the bigger picture sometimes becomes so overwhelming to people that they can't find the energy to get up. And yet the world is going to continue to move on. We are going to continue to evolve. And you are a vital player in this life. What are you contributing? And well, really, what are you contributing? I know for myself, I am a healer. I'm a sound healer, and I'm an actual healer where I work with people and situations. I understand energy deeply, and therefore I'm a musician, and I know that my music heals as well. So I know what is so unique about myself, and I love that part of myself, even though there are many people who might not understand it. My focus, if that ever comes into my world and my vortex, is I fall into my heart center. I send them love. I send them outrageous, unconditional love. I draw that energy to me and I share it with others, okay? This process helps you stay in alignment with the capability of getting beautiful, inspirational ideas out of nowhere. And you'll also find that synchronistic events are going to start to roll and happen in your life. This is the frequency that we all have in March that is moving through the cycle. So take advantage of it. It's like having a house guest for 30 days, you know? Make sure that that place is set at your meal table for this house guest, and make sure that they are invited every morning for your coffee or your tea or your walk. Fall into that space and note how you're speaking. That'll give you a really big tip of how you're doing. How are you speaking? Is it optimistic and filled with love and curiosity and grace? Tons of grace for the people around you who are actually doing the best with what they've got, even though that might not be all that, attractive to you. Doesn't matter. That's not your circus. That's not your monkey. You keep yourself in your own lane, right? We can't control anything around us. We can control ourselves. That's what we're focused on, kids. So this is what we've got in March. Next month, let me give you a precursor. The reason why this is so important is that next month is a building month, and we will take what we have garnered from the quantum field for inspirational ideas, answers to conundrums, all these things like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm ready. I got the answer, ready to implement. Oh, and as you're speaking and allowing your heart to open up, there's this opportunity for your career and work that comes right to you. You will start that. You will begin to live that and build that in April. We need to. I want all of us to stay in alignment to the best of our ability. And, if you drop the ball any given day because something triggers you, be mindful about it and do better the next day. Don't beat yourself up with shame. Don't do any of that. So there's nothing positive that comes from that. What comes from that is more, depleted energy. And what we want is abundant flowing energy that's just naturally just metabolizing and moving through our bodies, right? So any trigger points, kids, just, nip it in the bud. Cancel, I send you love. I send myself love and grace. Whew. Yeah, because we all have those challenge relationships and moments in our lives, situations, but usually they're short-lived and, on a 24-hour clock, right? With a 30-day cycle, most of the time, it's not that much time. And so redirect it back towards a place that is health, healing, wholeness, happiness, stability. That's homeostasis. Health in body, health in mind, and health in your spiritual essence that's connected to everyone and everything, right? We want everybody to heal. We want everybody to be happy, thriving and growing, and celebrating this unique aspect of who we are. We can and should focus on being the Pied Piper in that way and inspiring others to do the same. So this is the energy of the 3. I love the 3. All right, you guys, that's it for the overview for March. If you like what's going on here, hit that subscribe button. And I'm sending everybody lots of love. Your personal year directives for 1 through 9 are going to be up in the next couple of days. Hugs, everyone.